Hey there, Red Zone Faction.
What? That is crazy.
Watch the podcast.
I'm just not sure about that right now.
I'd probably have lots of flags if I played. It's a good thing I'm in construction.
We're gonna talk a little football.
Let's get it, baby.
I want to welcome everybody to the Red Zone Faction. I'm your host, Scott. Today, we're going to announce that this will be a Tuesday podcast. During football season, I will start doing, it will be a regular routine of a vlog on Tuesday and a blog on Friday. If anybody followed me last year, I do have a blog that I put out every Friday. I've got my pick'ems for the week. Got to spend a little quality time with the wife this past weekend. And it was amazing. We had lunch. We had dinner, and then we had a movie. We went to go see a movie of her choice, which was 50 Shades Darker. So I'd spend a couple times talking. I'll spend a couple of minutes talking about that. It's ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. She knows how I feel about it. She knows that I think that is ridiculous. Christian Grey should be in jail. He is a raging psychopath. If he lived in a trailer, he'd have warrants out for his arrest, and the FBI would be hunting him down like a dog because he is a billionaire. That is not the case. That's my thoughts on that. At the end of this, when they get married, or they're going to get married, he's asked her to marry him. And I told the wife, maybe if part 3 they come out in the movie and he loses his money and they move into a trailer. Maybe she's a server at a Waffle House, drug addict. Legos on the ground. There's some toys for you. Let's try that. A little bit more dose of reality. Not this mumbo jumbo they're putting out. Is that really what you want? Now, I know most of the women that I know on a personal level don't necessarily find this movie or these books great anyway, but the ones that do, what? Like, I don't even want to spend any more time on this. So that's all I'm giving it. All right, so the Raiders are moving to Las Vegas. It is official. They will remain in Oakland until their stadium is built. I believe it was 2 years, so probably 2020. I think is the timeline for them to move into their brand new stadium in Las Vegas. But until then, they'll still be known as the Oakland Raiders. The draft is 30 days away. I have a couple things to mention on that. There's no trades yet. I think there will be a handful of them, especially in the first round. But as it stands right now, I've got a couple of predictions for how things may go. I'm really hoping the Saints get smart for a change and not trade with New England and make them better. If the Saints give the Patriots that 11th overall pick, I already can't take the Saints seriously because of the fans, but dude, now it's going to move to a whole new level. Because if they give him that 11th overall pick for Malcolm Butler, I don't even know how I'm going to respond. Stupidity. Let's see, everyone has Cleveland taking Myles Garrett first overall. I see this all the way across every site you go to. Myles Garrett seems to be the pick at 1. I'm fine with that. He's a phenomenal player. I'm not going to argue with that at all. The Solomon Thomas guy, defensive end from Stanford, don't really know where he came from. Don't know a lot about him. He's Pac-12. Take it how you want it. I think this guy's got bust written all over him. It's kind of like, I called it when Robert Griffin III came out. I called it. Nobody knew who he was. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the season, they beat Texas, and everybody went nuts. Who the hell is this guy? I don't even know where he came from. Baylor? Okay. And everybody was all over him. Everybody was all, I'm like, he's going to be a bust. The Redskins drafted him, what happened? Bust all over him. Had a good first year, okay. and then he went to garbage. I mean, straight up. Nobody knew who he was. This Solomon Thomas guy, no, it's defensive end, so it's super side of the ball. I got it, but I don't know who he is. I mean, I guess I heard his name, but it was never anything that serious. I don't understand why he crawled up the draft board so fast. And if the San Francisco 49ers take him at 2, they deserve everything they get. Again, it's the 49ers. When's the last time they got anything right? It's been a while. Fournette, I'll say this. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think he goes top 5. In fact, I think he goes 4 to the Jaguars. This Mitchell Trubisky guy, quarterback, I think he's from played at North Carolina. He seems to be crawling on draft boards too. I don't get the love for him either. I mean, yeah, he okay, yeah. I understand what they're saying, skill set and everything else. Again, I don't see it. I think if he goes too early, he's a bust too. He's somebody that needs to be. You need to wait. None of these quarterbacks. The only quarterback in this draft that I think is first round worthy is Deshaun Watson, and even he should go late first, early second. I'm not. There's no quarterbacks in this draft that stand out to me. None. And a couple of mocks I've seen, this Trubisky guy is getting picked by the Jets at number 6. If that happens, it's laughable. I mean, another team that just makes bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, the New York Jets. If they take this guy at 6, another bad decision, bust. It's here. You heard it here. If I'm wrong, I'll come back and admit I was wrong. But I'm pretty confident that I'm right about that. Couple early predictions for some players. Reuben Foster from Alabama, linebacker, will go to the Bengals. Or at that same pick, the Bengals take O.J. Howard. I think they take a Bama player there, whether it's the tight end or the linebacker. I think one of them go. I think it'll be Foster, but if not, it will definitely be Howard. Tyler Eifert's contract's about to be up, and he gets hurt a lot. I just can't see them paying a lot of money. And the Cincinnati Bengals are cheap anyway. So anyway, I've got some Bengal fans that watch the show. I know y'all don't agree with me on that. They're not going to pay money, and Eifert's going to want it. And he is injury prone, so I can't exactly blame him for being that way. Good tight end when he's on the field, but you got to get him there. Mike Williams, wide receiver from Clemson. I see him going to the first round of the Buffalo Bills. It makes sense. They need a wide receiver. They need somebody there. They lost Woods this year, wide receiver. I think Tre'Davious White is a DB from LSU. I see him going to New Orleans with that 11. That's what they should do. Take your hometown kid, Tre'Davious White, from LSU, rather than spending your 11th round or your 11th overall pick on Butler. Makes way more sense. Butler, White can start now, and the upside for him is really good. I would like to see Tre'Davious White slide to the Eagles at 14, but I don't think that's going to happen. Brings me to Deshaun Watson. My Deshaun Watson, because Cleveland has quite a few picks here early. If they don't trade them all to the Patriots for Garoppolo, Cleveland Browns select Deshaun Watson, which is heartbreaking because I really don't want that for him. And I'm scared really scared that's going to happen to Cleveland. I like Hugh Jackson, don't get me wrong. I think he has the potential to turn the team around, but it's still the Cleveland Browns. All right, a couple thoughts about my Eagles. I think they will go offense in the first round. I don't know a limb here. I wrote some names down. I think we may run out. I think they're committed to building around Wentz. They've proven that in the offseason already with the 2 receivers they got. They've done things to prove to me that they are committed to doing that. I think they'll go offense in the first round, and then I think they'll load up on defense after that. But I think with that first round pick at 14, I think they'll either go Delvin Cook, Ross, McCaffrey, or Davis. It'll be one of those receivers or one of those running backs. And I'll be fine with any of those 4. If we go up to the podium and we announce one of those 4 guys, I will be happy. I'm all about getting wins and weapons. Last year, know he was a rookie, but he struggled. I mean, receivers are just dropping the ball. I think Matthews is probably going to get cut after the draft, past the deadline. I think he'll get cut. He'll be released after. He's got to pass the physical too. After all that happens, he'll be cut, and we'll need a running back. Obviously, I'd like Fournette, but Fournette's not going to make it to 14. And Fournette's really, in all honesty, not that great. McCaffrey and Cook, I think, are better for what we're looking for. Running that running back that's good catching out of the backfield. Cook and McCaffrey really are better at that than he is. No disrespect to Fournette. I think Fournette's phenomenal. I've been watching him for the last, 100 years at LSU. So he's, he came out of high school high. He was like Julio, man. Julio Jones came out like scouts were watching him in high school. And, Fournette was the same way. So he's starting to make him. He's been one. But I do think that I will be super surprised if the Eagles go defense in the first round. There's some corners there. I think too many of them are going to go early. And like I said, Tre'Davious White would be one I'd like to get. Even though he's more of a nickel corner. There's way more depth. I mean, this draft is deep at corner. And I think we can get some really solid corners later on. If you work at the Riverview and you work with us at the hotel and you want to be a part of the Red Zone faction, I may have some spots open. Come see me in loss prevention. This year, we've got the championship belt right over here. 2017 title belt. It's here. It's ready to go. You see the two behind me. That's 2015, 2016, 2017 is over here. It's black leather with the silver crown. It's a beautiful belt. I think that's going to be it for today. I don't have anything else I wanted to share. I'm super happy about the Raiders going to Las Vegas. There really hasn't been a whole lot of moves in free agency in the last week. It's been kind of dead. I really, in all honesty, don't feel like anything's going to happen either. This close to the draft, there's 30 days to the draft. Unless AP wants way too much money, but there's other players out there that I'm really surprised haven't signed. That's going to be it for this week. I'm your host, Scott Wilson. Thanks for joining us. Remember, as always, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next Tuesday.